be all right in time for the trials. Dan Hayden, however, looks very strong here. He's beefed up his level of difficulty, and I think he'll be able to hold on to the lead. But the story that's been most interesting to follow was that of Tim Daggett. Remember when we were in Holland and Tim broke his leg very badly? I mean, we both agreed that there's almost no way he could be ready in time for the 88 team. Well, he surprised a lot of people, including himself. He looks very good here, and it'll be interesting to see how well he can do in the optionals today, because those, of course, are more demanding on his leg. An interesting kid to watch out for is Lance Ringnold. He's 18 years old from New Mexico, and he might just sneak a spot on that 88 team as well.
That's an interesting contrast. Ringnold only 18, and that is young for a male gymnast, and then the veteran Tim Daggett. He personifies courage as he tries to recover from the shattering of his leg and make the 88 Olympic team. Mary Lou Retton. Last year, we were singing the praises of Christy Phillips, age 15. She was going to be the new Mary Lou Retton, and then her star has fallen.
Christy is going through a very difficult period right now. She changed gym schools. Now she's back with Bella Caroli. She's dealing with a totally different body. Christy has a lot of hard work ahead of her. On the other hand, we have two co-leaders right now. Phoebe Mills, the expected one, and a surprise leader, Hope Spivey. Hope just kind of snuck up in there, and I think she's here to win this competition. And a newcomer to the scene, I think a name everyone should remember, is Brandy Johnson. Brandy is one of the most powerful gymnasts that I've seen in a very long time.
So all the top gymnasts in the nation, men and women, are here in Houston, Texas. The women will start first, vying for the title Best in the USA.
And after the compulsories, here are the leaders. Hope Spivey and Phoebe Mills tied for first. Garrison Steves third. Yamashiro is fourth. Tie for fifth between Gunthorpe and Brandy Johnson. Christy Phillips, the defending champion, is 10th. 40% of today's activities will count toward the total score and the national championship. Kelly Garrison Steves at 21 is the oldest gymnast of all the top competitors. 3 years the eldest, in fact, and the only married competitor. She'll be a senior this fall at the University of Oklahoma. She's on the vault first, third place after the compulsories.
Kelly performs a nice, clean, round-off back handspring layout salto. It's a relatively easy vault for Kelly. She's been having some difficulty the past couple of weeks with the vault, and I think she's just relieved that it's over with. You can see her approach is good. She hits the board fine. Nice hand placement, straight body through the air. Takes a little hop on the ending. It's just not up to the par difficulty for this competition.
So the veteran, a careful but a clean vault. She is the defending collegiate champion. Each of the last 2 years she's won the NCAA, and a 9.50. Not great, but glad to be finished with her weakest event. And here's the weakest event for the co-leader, Hope Spivey.
Nice high delta. Hope works bars well, but she has a little bit form breaks. If you can watch, her feet come apart. Here they go again. Nice half in, half out dismount. Ooh, a little low.
So not a good way to start for Hope Spivey, the 16-year-old from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Works with the Parkettes, Bill and Donna Strauss.
She's very strong, but if you can see, her legs come apart quite often. She just opens up a little soon on that dismount and causes her to take 2 big steps, 1/10 each.
9.40 for the spunky Spivey. That'll knock her out of first place, but her stronger events are yet to come. And for the veteran Garrison Steves, she has dropped to 4th place with that total of 53.92. 17-year-old Rhonda Fain on the vault, 9.75 on her first vault. Remember, she scored a 10 in last year's nationals in this event. She's currently tied for 7th place after the compulsories.
That was a good one. Good one.
Crowley jumped about as high as the vault when she completed that, sticking that vault. So that should improve the 9.75, taking the better of the 2.
Rhonda knew what she had to do, and she did it. What a solid landing.
Little separation in the legs.
She does separate them, but she gets them back together.
And the judges scored a perfect 10 for Rhonda Fain. She repeats last year's perfect vault. So Rhonda Fain tied for 7th place after the compulsories. What a marvelous way for her to begin the optional competition, firing a perfect 10 on that second vault.
Psychologically, she is pumped now.
Christy Phillips on the floor exercise.
Starting out with the full in back somersault in the pike position was a little low, but that's something Christy, she's so coordinated. Those low landings, she can just bring them around and make them look good. Christy's personality is something that she can work with. She works with the crowd, and as you can notice, her floor music is something that gets the crowd involved. You can clap to it. And Bella specifically picked that music for Christy.
Well, at 16, her biological clock has changed. A young woman now, taller, heavier, as you mentioned.
Nice second pass. That's a new pass for Christy. Performs it quite easy, too. Yes, she is dealing with a totally new body. Similar to the same thing that Tracy Talavera went through years back.
The defending national champion, Christy Phillips, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Back with Caroli. Why?
I really needed to change my motivation. I was kind of depressed, you know, going in and doing the same thing every day, you know, for 4 years is a long time. And so I felt that, you know, I needed to change out there. And once I went out there, you know, we weren't getting not half as many hours as we were at Crowley's. And so I felt that, you know, I was kind of slacking off, and I wasn't, you know, there's no way I could get where I wanted to get on 26 hours a week. So I really needed to go back to Bella's and start working harder and about 40 hours a week. So it was a lot different.
9.45, a disappointing score. When you're in 10th place, that's just a holding score, not one that will move her up in the standings. Oh, what a huge difference a year makes. And we'll be back with more of the McDonald's U.S. Gymnastics Championships. On the road to Seoul, Dick Enberg with Bart Connor and Mary Lou Retton. The summit in Houston, some 11,000 fans for the McDonald's U.S. Gymnastics Championships. On the vault, Phoebe Mills, co-leader with Hope Spivey entering this optional round. Many feel that she is the star of the future, a determined 15-year-old from Northfield, Illinois, one of the many in the camp of Bella Caroli. Intense and focused is the way Caroli describes this young woman. And here's the second vault.
And she sticks it. She fought it a little, but she did.
Good, all right.
Nice hand placement on the horse. Straight body. Her legs are together this time. She tried so hard to stick it a little bit forward.
Phoebe Mills, a 9.85 on her second vault. So Mills moves into sole possession of first place with 3 events to go. Well, in any sport, just as it is difficult to give up the old-timer, the veteran, the star, so it is exciting to greet the new one. Here she is, Brandy Johnson. Brandy, named by her parents after the song of 15, 16 years ago. Brandy, you're a fine girl, and she is a fine young gymnast. She was the junior champion in Kansas City in the all-around last year. Again, from the Bella Caroli School. She's from Orlando, Florida. Will be a high school sophomore next year. And she is explosive, Mary Lou.
She really burst onto the senior level competition. She was a junior national champion, and now she's just hanging in there with the senior girls. And she is a vaulter.
Great speed.
Nice round backhand swing, layout full.
Terrific height for Brandy Johnson.
not only height that Brandy gets, distance. Watch how far away from the horse she gets, and that's where you can determine your good vaulters and your great vaulters.
Well, you were a great vaulter, and maybe the reason why you're attracted to her is you find some similarities.
I may be a little biased, but we do sort of have the same body type. But she's a good vaulter.
9.85 on the first vault for Brandy Johnson. Tied for 5th coming into the optional rounds with Stacy Gunthorpe. Now her second vault.
And she nailed it. A little shuffle of the feet, but she tried hard.
We'll see whether the judges scored that higher than a 9.85. Regardless, a good score for Johnson.
Good placement on the horse, straight body. You can see the little bitty hop at the end.
9.90 on the second vault for Brandy Johnson. So she continues to hold her position and may move up from the 5th spot. And a name and a pretty young face to remember. With dreams of a perfect 10, perhaps, let's look at the scores of the top performers after the first event of the Final Four in the optional round. Phoebe Mills in sole possession of first place. Hope Spivey second. Brandy Johnson leaps into the 3rd spot. And the veteran Kelly Garrison Steeves is 4th. Rhonda Thane vaulting into the top 5 with that perfect 10. Do Yamashiro is 6th, and Christy Phillips moves up 1 notch to 9th after her floor exercise. And coming up from Houston, the second rotation, the beam, and we'll take a look at Hope Spivey.